Okay, you might want to take out a piece of paper so that you can copy down a couple of the examples. And we are going to today review how to factor using the AM, which stands for add multiply method. So to factor the AM method, we're going to find two numbers that add to the middle term. So we're looking for numbers that add to the middle and multiply to the last term. We're going to write two sets of parentheses. In the parentheses, you write an X or whatever letter you are given first in each set of parentheses. So in the blue example down here, since we're talking about x squared, we're going to put an X in the front of each parenthesis. If it was a Y, you would put a Y. Then you're going to write the two factors in the second spot of each parentheses. Because again, this is the AM method. We want to add here to 2, and we want to multiply to negative 15. If we look at negative 3 and 5, if I add them, I get 2. If I multiply them, I get negative 15. If you want to check your work, you can multiply. And to do that, we'll review the box method. My factors are x minus 3 and x plus 5. If I fill in my box, I get x squared minus 3x plus 5x minus 15. If I add on the diagonal, I do get negative 2x. So here the answer is x squared plus 2x, sorry, that should be positive 2x, plus 15. By multiplying, I verify that I did factor correctly. So if we look at a couple of examples, the first one, we're looking for numbers that add to 8 and multiply to 12. Some kids find it helpful to list the multiply off to the side and list all the factors. Since it's positive 12, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. The next group of numbers would be 4 and 3, but they're already there. So which ones add to 8? This is 13. This is 8. This is 7, so that one's no good. So my factors here are x plus 2 and x plus 6. If I look at the second example, I'm looking for numbers that add to negative 7 and multiply to 12. So since 12 is my multiply, I'm going to maybe write it off to the side, positive 12. Again, my factors are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. I want to add to a negative. The only way I can add to a negative and multiply to a positive is if all my signs are negative. So now if I look through these three groups, these three sets of numbers, the ones that add to negative 7 are negative 3 and negative 4. So x minus 3, x minus 4. Those are my factors. The last one on this page, if there's nothing written in front of the middle term, I suggest you write it. So here we're looking for numbers that add to negative 1 and multiply to negative 20. Again, the multiply, the last term here, I would list the factors. So 1 and 20, 2 and 10. 3 does not go into 20, 4 and 5. My next number here would be 5. It's already on my list, so I don't have to write it. Since this is negative here, that tells me one of these has to be negative. Here, 20 minus 1 is 19, so that's no good. 10 minus 2 is 8. That's no good because we're looking for numbers that add to negative 1. When I get to this one, 5 minus 4 is 1. Since I want negative 1, I'm going to switch the signs. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So x plus 4, x minus 5. Couple more. Let me try to zoom in a little bit for you. So if we look at this one, again, I want to add to 3 and multiply to 2. So I would list the 2 off to the side. Factors of 2, 1 and 2, and the next group would be 2 and 1. 1 plus 2 does add to 3. So my factors are x plus 1, and x plus 2. If I look at example number 5, again, we're looking for the AM, what adds to negative 3 and multiplies to negative 28. So I'm going to write negative 28 off to the side. 1 and 28, 2 and 14. Does 3 go into 28? No. Does 4 go into 28? Yes, 4 and 7. 5 does not go into 28. 6 does not go into 28. 7 is already on my list, so we're done. Since, again, it's a negative 28, that tells me one of my factors has to be negative, because when the signs don't match and you multiply, you get a negative. I want them to add to negative 3. That's 27, so that's no good. That's 12, that's no good. If I look at this, 7 minus 4 is 3. I want negative 3, so I'm going to change my signs to get the negative 3. So it becomes x plus 4 and x minus 7. If we look at the last one, again, we're factoring by the AM method. I'm looking for factors of positive 40 that add to negative 13. So I can list them. 1 and 40, 2 and 20. 3 does not go into 40. 4 and 10. 5 and 8. 6 does not go into 40. 7 does not go into 40. 8 is already on my list. Since the add part is negative and the multiply is positive, that means I want all of my signs here to be negative. When I multiply two negative numbers together, I get a positive. And when I add two negatives together, I get a bigger negative. So here, this is negative 42. This is negative 22. This is negative 14. This is negative 13. That's what I'm looking for. So x minus 5 and x minus 8. If you have any questions, please make sure that you write them down and either ask me when you see me in class or email me.